welcome to another piano lesson. And so today we'll be talking on the type of chords and chord formation. There are many types of chords, but basically chords are generalized under three main types. We have the first, which is dyads. These are chords that involve the combination of two notes. In the case of dyads, however, any interval can be used. In fact, any chromatic interval, okay, can be used. Okay, we could be, like we said, the chromatic scale made of 12 notes. We could use any combination of the two notes. Okay, so there could be any kind of dyads. We have the major, minor, perfect, augmented, and diminished dyads. But the most common dyads in the rock are produced by playing the root and the fifth, which gives us a perfect fifth, and a root and the eighth, which gives us a perfect octave. Okay, so I use it in worship, but it's used in rock as well, mostly in rock by guitarists. Okay, so we have the second type of chord, which is the triad chord. So these are chords that involves the combination of three notes. Okay, they are the simple and the easiest to understand. They are the most common chords that are being used nowadays. So triad chords are as follows. We have first the major triad chords. These are chords that consist of the root, the major, third, and the perfect fifth intervals. Okay, let's take for example in the case of C major chord. This is our root. This is our root, the major third, and the perfect fifth. If we look the distance from the root to the major third, we see that we have 4 semitones. And if we look the distance from the major third to the perfect fifth, we have 1, 2, 3 semitones. So that's it. The chord formula for this triad chord is given by 1, 3, 5, as we earlier said when we were introducing our chord. So in the case of C triad, we have the keys here are C, E, and G. So that's our major chord. We have the second type of the triad, which is the minor triad. It is consists of the root note, the minor, third interval, and the perfect fifth. So how do we form the minor chord or the minor triad chord? We simply play let's simply play our C major chord. We are still on C. Yeah, we are taking C as an example. We play it. So how do we form the minor triad or the minor chord? We simply reduce or we diminish the third by a semitone. This is our third. Diminish means we reduce. Okay, so this is it. This is how we form our minor chord. Okay, the number of semitones from the root to the minor third, we have 1, 2, 3, and the number of semitones from the minor third to the perfect fifth, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like a reverse of the major chord. The chord formula for the minor triad chord is given by a 1 B3 B3 5. So B3 5, B there stands for flat. So in the case of C minor chord, we have C, we have E flat, and G. Okay, so that's our minor chord. So this one way to distinguish between the major and the minor triad chord is that when you play the major chord, you see it sounds a bit happy or strong. Now if you play the minor chord, yeah, it's a bit dark and sad, okay, and weak as well. So that's a way to distinguish between the two. So another type of triad chord is the augmented triad chord. Okay, so how do we form this chord? We simply play our C major. We are still taking C as an example. Okay, we play our C. So this 1, 3, 5. So what we do is we sharpen the fifth. Okay, So we now play the minor C. Okay, so the intervals here are the minor, the root, the major third, and the minor C. Okay, so the chord formula is given by 1, 3, sharp 5. Okay, sharp 5. So in the case of C, C augmented, we will have notes of C, E, and G sharp. So that's our C augmented chord. So we also have another type of triad chord, which is the diminished triad chord. Okay, these are chords that are with a flat fifth, that's tritone. Okay, so how do we form the diminished triad chord? We simply still play our C major chord. In this case, we are going to flatten the third and we're going to flatten the fifth. Okay, so that's it. So that's our diminished chord. So the intervals here are the root, the minor third, and the diminished fifth. Okay, so the chord formula here is simply given by 1, B3, and B5. So in the case of C diminished chord, we have C, E flat, and G flat. Okay, so that's the chord. So there's another form of triad chord that has been formed by the alteration of the triad chords that we just mentioned above. This form of triad chord is called the suspended chord. So there are two main types of suspended chords. So the first here we have this suspended second, okay, triad, suspended second triad chord. So this how do we form the suspended second triad chord? So we simply play our C major chord. We are still on our C major chord. We play it. So what we do is we omit the third and we play the second. So that's our suspended second triad chord. So the intervals here are the root, the major second, and the perfect fifth. So the formula for this chord is given by 1, 2, 5. Okay, so in the case of C suspended second, C sus2, that's how we call it, that's how we abbreviate it, C sus2 chord, the notes are C, D, and G. Okay, we also have the second type of suspended chord is suspended fourth triad chord. So how do we form it? We simply still play our C major chord. So we omit the third, and now in this time around we play the fourth. Okay, so the intervals here are the root, perfect fourth, and perfect fifth. So the chord formula here is given by 1, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 4, 5. So in the case of this C sus4, that's how we call it, C suspended fourth chord, we have C, F, and G. So okay guys, that's it. So on your screen I've put a table that summarizes the chord formulas of the chords that I've just, the type of chord that I just explained, and their various notes in C. And so thank you guys for watching. In our next lesson we'll be looking on the quadad chords or the 7 chords. Thank you.